Aye.
Great. Good morning, everybody. So this is sort of our new committee here for highway, parks and recreation. Attendance wise, myself, Beth, Matt, Martin Clark, and Ray, and Lori, and Jean, and Linda. All right, who takes the minutes at this meeting?
Julie Laura will take them from a video.
Okay,
Yeah.
Julie's gonna take them from the video, okay. So there were minutes from other meetings for, December 7th and 2nd, it looks like, is that right?
There are two different, separated out.
Okay, so let's take a motion for the approval of the highway from the December 7th.
I'll move.
Moved, second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Opposed? All right, then we'll take the minutes from the community programs on December 2nd. Motion to approve those. Motion, second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. There we go. We got the minutes taken care of. All right, Ray, go ahead.
All right, our highway crews, as usual, trees, resident requests, patching of roads. Currently, we're using our winter mix, cold patch mix. Truck has been out circulating. We try to travel every road in every zone, but if the residents have an issue that they recognize, please give us a call and we'll address it. Basin repairs, we still have a few washouts that come in now and then, Freeman Breaks, Wobbly, whatever. We address them, and cold patch around them and go back and repatch them in the spring, so. We work on them, small drainage projects. So Bill, as you're aware, over here on St. Anne, we had some concerns after the last rainstorm. Matt did. Not by impact of residents, but impact of our own infrastructure. So my crews went over there and we took out the existing cage was straight up and down in the end of the pipe, which is good for keeping children or, with a volume of water, keeping larger debris out of it. So what we were finding was that because it is a wooded area coming down to that pipe, every time we got heavy rains, the debris would come down. And with the screen being straight up and down, the debris would press against it and it was ungodly to try to get a flow. It was a lot of work to pull that stuff out of there and at least get a flow. We cut that structure out. My crews fabricated a similar system to what we did over on Row Road so that the debris, so part of the front is straight up and down, and then there's a debris rack up at a 45. So debris will hit, float, go up on the rack and still let the water go through. So we tried to address a critical area. I know Matt lost sleep over there going, checking
Well, that
it.
was a lot of rain.
Yeah, so we built one in-house, we fabricated it in-house, we used old steel. We used old street sign posts and some rebar and welded it up and made a custom cage to help alleviate one of the problems. So those are the type of things that we're out there doing. With the excessive rain this year, the crews have really been busting it in the backyards, keeping these culvert ends clean. I mean, it's like almost weekly now, that we're out there cleaning them, just for the next rainstorm. So the guys have really been humping that stuff out of the backyards and stuff. So,
Is that our permanent solution for that area?
I believe so.
Sandy, do you think, or-
Yeah, I want to thank Ray and his guys. That looks great. I mean, it's definitely the way to go as far as allows the debris to float up over the top of the pipe rather than just plugging. So it's excellent. Gonna help a lot as far as sanitary sewer. We'll watch it. I think next Tuesday they're talking about a pretty heavy rain after having snow this weekend. So we'll watch it and see what it does.
And these are just a lot of the things that we do that nobody knows that we do, you know, you identify things, you go out there, you try to correct them and, you know, we try to save money doing it, so.
My question would be, do we need a higher drainage? You know, sort of like, some of them, you've got the retention area, right? And then you've got the area where water goes in, and then in some, then there's another basin that's higher than that level in case the situation happens like you're.
We're thinking here, this will do. Because if you can get the debris to float, the water will still go in. And we designed this to be that way where even if the debris get heavy on the top, they're reachable now, where before they were just packed in the end.
Yeah, they couldn't even find the top of the pipe before, there was so much water. With that new design, you can get up on the top, like you said, just pull it off.
And in that area is actually a pretty deep stream. So it has room to rise without impacting anything. So we feel we're gonna monitor it like Matt said. But we feel right now that the corrections we made there will definitely benefit us and, you know, kind of take the stress off that area. So that's just one of them, you know.
Right, that was all recycled material?
Yeah, we used it because we save our old signposts and stuff for different projects. So,
Is it possible to get a picture of that?
huh?
Can we get a picture of? what you
No, no pictures.
Thank you.
What's the advantage here? Showing the latest here. Right.
For me. She sits next to me, so she can kick me. So
Sorry.
personnel wise, we have one vacancy currently in the Parks Department, and that was a rollover from last year. So we're gonna start with that.
Said you were gonna start reposting
When-
in the other year,
Uh,
recanvassing.
yeah, so they were actually doing some interviews this morning. We had one in before my meeting. They got another one coming in shortly hereafter. So we may have a name for the board. There's a lot going on right now, so if I do,
I've got it as tentative.
a tentative, that's why I put it on there that way. You know, some of these are re-canvases from before. Because we kind of put the brakes on right before the first year with all that going on as well. So if we can get a good candidate that we feel is good, because it does take some time, I'll get the name to Elena. Number 4, parks crews been working in various parks, trim and brush and park maintenance. So the crews this week have started Fieldstone Estates, the trails over there. This will be the section between Toriana and Fieldstone Drive. So this is where all the old wooden bridges are. The bridges have fallen in despair. We've patched them up numerous times. There's no accessibility in here for us to get in there to used again, recycled materials, our wood chips and all that stuff. To put a base down for the trail. It's really muddy in there. And this is part of that grant that Jamie got for us to do parks improvements. So we're removing bridges, we're putting culverts in, we're putting sub base in to make this area accessible. And you know, I've talked with Jamie through this project many times, and this is going to try to be like our model for how we want our trails through our parks. So the goal of it is to make them maintainable with equipment, small equipment, and you know, whatever we have to do to get materials in there, but we can't do it with the bridges. So there'll be some culverts going in. Again, we'll be using some recycled materials. I stockpile everything, don't get rid of anything, so we'll be using them. So a lot of this will be able to be completed with recycled materials capped with so the money that we got through the grant will essentially be used for culverts and finish materials, once we get up to grade. So we're really hoping that this turns out to be a good model, for our trails. And, you know, I spent a lot of time walking a lot of different trails in different areas through the Adirondacks locally. You know, this will be similar to the Plotter Hill, if anybody's ever been over to Plotter Hill, where you can get down in there, but we want to keep the integrity of the woods and not make it too commercialized. We want it. So at first it'll look bright and shiny, but we're hoping that the, you know, the impact of the growth that we remove will come back in. I know we had residents out first thing yesterday when we were trimming the bank, because we have to make a switchback coming down off the road, so we had to remove a lot of scrub brush. This is like one vacant lot between two already occupied houses. So the plan is, in the end, we'll take and we'll plant some new trees to buffer them so that they're not impacted directly by our invasive entry. So that's the long-term plan for that project. We will also be doing some very extensive brush cutting, drainage work on the bike path. This section of, I say extensive, normally we would call it routine trimming, but the section of the bike path between Lock 7 Road and the back of the inline drive, the ditches have long been overgrown by brush. They need to be ditched out to relieve some of the water that comes down off that bank. Where some of the state trails go up in there, they send a lot of erosion down, send mud out on the path. So we wait till there's a frost in the ground, because we normally go down there with a tractor with a brush cutter head on it. And then we go through and fine trim with by hand. So that will let us, we can't get off the path with that big tractor until it freezes. Or we don't really want, with all the rain, we don't want to pump the blacktop. So we have to wait until it's accessible by us, so we don't do more damage than good. So that's our goal, to do that. Christmas tree pickup, trucks have begun circulating for the month of January. I attached a small, did it make it, or you? Oh, here we go. You go. So,
Put it on the website, let's see.
so I'm gonna ask Lori, so I have the written part of it. Just what's on our website, and it goes from January 2nd to February 3rd. Please be sure to remove all plastic and metal to be completely removed from the tree before placing it to the curb for pickup. So, as I've said in the past, we recycle these trees. We pick them up with the Packer truck. We bring them to a site, we grind them, and the grindings will be probably used in fieldstone for part of the base and the trails. We've done this forever. Reuse them in different parts. So the phone has been ringing off the hook because I see our Packer trucks out. Packers are picking up Christmas trees now. Yard waste is a totally different thing. Stress is a totally different way. I know there's bags out there, but you know, we went until December 1st. We were able to, weather-wise, which was a blessing. You know, some years we don't even make it to then. And we actually did a week of courtesy after that, because the loose leaf was still out and people did a light cleanup after they went through. So we went above and beyond. I know there's still some out there, but unfortunately, it's not something them trucks need to go in the shop and get work done. They've been running all year, so pray for strength. Maybe you can take that information and make us a flyer. Can you? I know, but can you do like a Christmas? You don't want me drawing a Christmas tree, so we tried to put it out there, and I think that's what has prompted the calls that they see the trucks out, so. Yeah, and if you can just send us a copy. We normally put a bunch of them down by the clerk's office too, for people that come in and out, just to grab them. On board resolution will be possible hire of a grounds worker and possible some equipment purchases. So this is what we was in the 2024 budget, what we asked for. We had, when we bring the numbers to Beth, we do quotes and contracts and all that stuff, so it takes us a little time to recheck the quotes for any price increases. We checked renewed contracts. We want to make sure everything is in line so that nobody has no issues, right?
Yes, how much equipment are we talking about? So I have an idea for my resolutions.
Not right off the bat, not a lot. Maybe a few items if possible. He's working on it. Ken Williams does this, so he's only here 2 days a week, so. And the quotes are generally for 30 to 60 days before we enter into a contract. The quotes are good for. So given everything you have going on this month, I could get everything together and do it next month if that makes it better.
I mean, I can do it as long as I know. What I don't want is like.
Yeah, I don't want to
Get
give it.
one piece of, and then have you send me like 10 quotes or something, and I wasn't prepared for that.
No, we'll have what you need we're gonna go through. But like I say, we can push that off to the, there's a lot going right now with everything, so. And our quotes will be good for 30 to 60 days before we enter. And the reason that we're executing these so quickly is because of how long it takes us to get our stuff. And with price increases, nothing ever goes down, contrary to anybody's belief. So I'll get those to Elaine as quickly as possible. Number 7 is title reclassification. This was discussed by Supervisor Beth, myself, during budget time, and I'll let Beth speak of this.
So a lot like what we've done, like say the planning department, we're just taking a look at a lot of our older titles, and we're trying to look at the current civil site service titles and make sure we've got good alignment between the work that's being done and the title that people are following. So that's just continuing along as we go with that, and it was all worked through during budget time. So I'm just still working the civil service process for that.
And just for clarification, this is to do with
This is just administrative stuff.
administrative secretaries and their duties. Number 8, highway garage, working on quotes and contracts. Spoke of that for earlier for the resolution part of it, to get things done in a timely manner. And number 9, open discussion. So I have 2 items. I gave Beth a quote for Niskuna Baseball is looking to repair the roof on the concession stand on Line Drive. So this is that quote.
You got more than we know, right?
Yeah, they did, but the other one is
Oh, is that one?
more, and that's what they did. So that needs to go to finance. And baseball is paying for that, so. Just they have to go by our purchasing policy, right?
Yes.
And the second one is a mowing contract with Schenectady County. So they changed the process. We used to send in a renewal and the supervisor could just sign off on it. This is for the triangle at Route 7 and Grand Boulevard. They have a new system where it's on a website based contract thing. So Jamie has received that. Traditionally, Elena reviews that, and it is a little different process. So it's just a renewal of a current contract, but in a different context. So we'll get that done for 2024.
Yeah, I have the contract.
Is there anything for me?
Number 7, can we go back to that for a second?
Sure.
Is that's gonna need a resolution then?
It will at the end of the month. That'll be the regular board meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
Are these a lot of positions or
Just one.
One,
Okay.
Anything else for Ray? I went. Once, twice, all right.
you missed your window.
In December, on our website was a posting for an assistant recreation director position for a full-time position. I received a number of resumes, have done interviews, actually completed the last interview yesterday, and we'll have a name for the board meeting on Tuesday. Very happy. It was quite a nice process. Facility use manual. Now, we had done an original facility use manual a couple years ago, and we are currently making updates to that, and would also love to have that completed and at the board meeting on Tuesday as well, so we can start the new year on the right foot.
Okay, I'm sure you've been involved in that.
Yes.
It's been a procedure. And resolutions for January, I just have independent contractors for senior exercise, and then some people that do our events and parties at the rec center. A smart list, but have that for the end of the month.
Does the facility use manual include senior center?
Yes,
It does.
yeah.
So we adjusted the number of people, the total, number of people allowed in.
Yeah, it really doesn't go into specifics like
Okay,
that. It's
okay,
more,
okay.
yeah, no. Was there a change in a number of people?
Right.
From what to what? Just
Yeah, we functioned, I think the whole building is 300 and we got. So,
Do you know what the new number is? Just so
I'll
I
look
can-
it up.
Okay.
Give you
Only so Julie will have it in case people.
She,
call.
yeah, she had, we did it verbally, but, and really it's just because it's old and so.
Yeah.
It's up, it's like going in, making sure that we reset, we're able to reset. That's the reason.
You got it. No problem.
Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Okay. That is.
Right, so we took it down, but, and we kind of, we kind of queried it.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. No, totally understand. That's all I have.
Like the
Get
news already.
busier, yeah.
Yeah, I know, this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, it's short and sweet right now, but. Senior Center is off and running. We're back today, first day of the program after the holiday. We start pretty strong today. We have birthday celebrations, we have book club, we have art. Electric City Barn is coming in and we're doing vision boards with us today, which is so appropriate in the new year. So we're really looking forward to that. And then Saturday, January 13th, we have it's a life study, it's a live model. So that's our other big art program. We also, next week, we have a woman, she does Maxine does our Qigong, and she's coming in and she's doing an earlier group with How to Retire with Joy. It's brand new. She's talking to people who are just making that transition and getting to think about what makes it successful. You know.
When is that? Dang, that's all I'm.
Ray of sunshine.
Letters and invoices right now, and they've been drafted, and we're looking to send applications out for funding for our meals and our activities. And all of the programming just allows us greater programming opportunities with the program as a whole. The exercise program is back in full swing for the new year, so we're happy about that. And our people will be too. looking, at a Monet, the Monet exhibit is going on, so we're looking at a trip for that, and Robin's on the phone with proctors like every week, so just looking for good opportunities there. This is a book group today, so it's the first Thursday of every month, and they're setting their, book selections, so anybody who's interested they're welcome to come, and we'll put together a list for 2024, and that's it, so short and sweet. So. Anything?
Got nothing.
That was pretty easy. There was a bunch of, back to you, Lori, a bunch of emails going back and forth about softball and park usage and stuff like that. You know, you were out on vacation, it was basically over the holidays and stuff like that, so I assume things are getting worked on in that regard.
They are, in order for us to even move forward, that's why we are adjusting the facility use manual, so then we have a starting point, but yes.
Okay, yeah, I know you were on vacation and stuff, and a lot of people emails were going back and forth. Maybe you and I will meet to bring me up to
Absolutely.
speed on some of this stuff. Okay, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So this was just one question I had. Okay, anybody else? All right, shows the next meeting is February 1st. Does that work for everybody?
February what?
February 1st.
Leave here.
It is.
Ron, everybody so with that? February 1st, that's our next meeting. Motion to adjourn this meeting. So move the second, please. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
Easy.